Thank you. Okay. Oh, I don't want speaker. I want, um, there we go. Who was on United Leaders call? So Alicia, I saw you there. Um, Anybody else? Okay. Alicia, did you listen all the way through? Okay. Well, you can act surprised. You're sick, so you're gonna act surprised anyway. Um, so I didn't know that this was even close to something that we could talk about. And so it's like we can talk about, but may not ask as many questions. So I'm going to lead with this exciting news that we got today. And actually, I think this is the first time Stacy's hearing about it. So I told her, please jump on. So, um, anyways, the big vision for Isagenix has been expansion with authenticity and integrity, going with what Isagenix has always believed, staying aligned with true core values and navigating where people want to pinch pennies and do things the cheap way. They're sticking with pure ingredients and integrity with everything that they do, including the compensation plan, including everything full, just how they regulate things, how our compensation plan is formed, how you're able to work the compensation plan, the fairness of it, all things. So, anyways, with that being said, I was really like, I definitely want to spend a lot of our time tonight kind of visualizing and casting because we're about to evolve into ISA Home. So there is definitely a demand for cleaning supplies. I've always said, like, I use Melaleuca around my house, and I just have zero desire to ever get behind cleaning products. And I still don't love there. Like, it's not my absolute favorite, but it's the better of the worst, and I'm supporting friends. With that said, we're about to have it all. Like, literally one stop shop. They're kind of calling it like an Amazon of Isagenix. um, I've even heard dog or pet animal foods being included in the whole mix. And Stacey, we're all about, like, we're passionate about health and wellness, but in the same sense, like when you get people utilizing, like just like us, we know the importance of electrolytes. We're not going out there and trying to cheapskate electrolytes. We now know the importance. It's the same thing with home store goods, whatever. But where people might not be as prone to jump into a transformation if times are tough, they are buying basic home needs. And ISA Home is that the same integrity that's in our products are in your cleaning goods. Also saving money, and that it doesn't take much. It's just what their whole message is, that it's loaded with chemicals. You're paying for water and chemicals. But across the board, I mean, we have so much room for growth, and it's really taken a bigger vision to be able to cross that bridge. It's always something that everybody wants. But guys, when we're talking about like the opportunity that we have, I'm kind of like on the edge of my seat. Can't believe it, because it's like, wow, in all times, like I'm super stoked that we have the health and nutrition moving forward in these times. Y'all know that. But to say like where network marketing is just in general, and people don't know. The people that we talk to or we introduce to this, the opportunity, they're not seizing that opportunity or seeing that it's there. We are literally doing the thing the first before other people come in and go, how are you creating a life of this? How are you doing this? By literally having people switch their laundry detergent or switch their protein powder. Again, when you open up a store, then it's not like switch just the things that make you think about weight loss. It's, hey, switch these things and understand the importance of why we put this in our bodies, is that we're trying to clean up everything, but we start from the inside. It's not more important to get your laundry detergent than it is getting your body clean. But if it helps bridge the gap, again, where we have our own economy, and this is something she brilliantly talked about on the call today, and I loved how she called it our own economy. And that is what we're doing. We create our own economy, and just like we call it a team, you create your own team. but you get to have your own economy, your own culture. And if that leads to in-home parties, or if that means that you get really great on social media and you're going through that route, or you write a book and you go that route, whatever it might be that gets you there, just imagine that you literally just opened up a whole nother business within one that you've already been standing proud in. So the reason I come excited, and I can speak for many of you, you're in this boat. I have never backed away from Isagenix. Like, never for a second have I doubted any kind of product. I've been loud and proud, and that's something that they were talking about today, is just really showing what we have, and that, yeah, look at all of the glamour in getting to do this together and getting to build this, but it really just takes one to make it worth it, to make that time worth it, where you relate to somebody, but to see the growth, the potential of growth, and then to know that you can reach so many more people by talking about home products. And I know, like, I see Catherine on the call, and I know that she also does Norwex, or am I saying that right? Norwex. Um, and that's been around for a long, long time. And that's a cleaner version. And I'll say, like, again, us having those things, it's like literally it will continue to grow and expand, where if that's what made you a good networker, if you can network with that many people doing microfiber or different things in the home like that, then again, imagine if you have just different ways to bridge the gap. So I see that they've made this huge expansion a couple of times. Within the nutrition space, they've expanded completely into the holistic space in many different forms. They've expanded into the biohacking space, which is going to be life-changing for all of us in the next 5 years. Just talking like that, just educating, having our services to help people through. It is that community that's going to be hugely impactful for our businesses in the next 5 years, and who we attract. We're going to get some really neat stories. That's something else they mentioned, is like, we don't think about our business allows us to really be a pivotal point in someone else's life, and like, that's why I can't ever just sell laundry detergent or cloths or things for the home. Like, I am so into the emotional connection I have with the transformations. That's what makes me go. And that's where I told y'all last week, like, you've got to have your own transformations. Like, do whatever you have to do to prospect, to bring people in, to attract people, to host home party, to do whatever it is you have to do to bring your first 10 to 20 people in. Because once you get that emotional feeling, you're going to, like, it's going to light you up. It's going to light you up on the inside. And then again, when that lights you up, it's like, you understand that people don't really have that emotional connection to things in their home. But when they have that emotional connection to a company that takes care of them with their health, again, you're going to start using, you're going to go to one-stop shop to get everything that you need, And so what a business that creates. And understand that so many people have created this business based off of just collagen, just Moringa, just the happy mix, or that whole, the whatever, just the 11-day shred. I mean, forever, the first 12 years was the 9-day, and that's huge businesses that we couldn't even fathom at this point. But that's what's possible. And then you add more. Imagine how much volume you have there with people just literally doing what I do. I mean, I literally get a box to my house every single month, and I haven't bought crappy Tide, like all those things, but I don't go talking about it just because I don't like to talk about it. Like, that doesn't excite me. That doesn't really thrill me, and that's important when it comes to like having passion and drawing people to you. So I feel like we're getting the best of all worlds, but no matter what, they're making it impossible for us to not thrive in these next 3 to 5 years, where I feel like the economy is going to take a big hit. It is going to hit where they said, like, your income will go up, but the price of goods will definitely go up with it. We're going to see struggling times, and we're going to see people that have a hard time bridging that gap. And that's where it's important that you build these friendships, these relationships that can show that there are a different side. And when we have a bigger umbrella, as they said today, like, you have just more of a protection of people. You can really trust a company that's doing it right. and have your whole home taken care of. And that is your business. Your business is with under the umbrella. And it's like you're just collecting and making that all into one. So I'm super excited about that. I mean, I didn't even know that we were going to be like that was a real thing. I thought we were like that was doodling on paper. Um so and I'm not, again, like, am I super excited about laundry? No, but what I do understand, and this is something they led the call with, they said all these people that say, and I've said this to y'all before, oh, I can't sell. I don't want to sell. I don't want to sell to my friends. And I say, like, you're sharing your story, but if you don't learn how to sell, you're going to work for the rest of your life. And that's something that they reiterated is that no matter what, you're selling something, in your life. And we do it really well for our kids. That's one great example. They didn't say that on the call, but I was thinking that today, like, man, we're hecka salespeople. And so what the expansion of having more is like understanding that when you have more to offer, but still stay true to your brand and who you are, it's like all they're doing is adding more to your bucket, just like they did with collagen for me. I rarely talk about collagen. When I do, it blows up, but I rarely talk about collagen, but that is a huge asset to my business and it gets a ton of volume in my business. That's the same thing that this is doing, but on a really, really big scale. And that's where you need to see where there are people doing the same thing, talking about laundry detergent, and that's all they talk about. And it's like this network marketing, the business side, the Isagenix, it's under the umbrella. They are taking care of us to dream bigger, to think bigger. You have to imagine yourself, though, in that umbrella. You can't see yourself on the outside, or you're constantly going to be having these rebuttals or these doubts in your head that maybe you're not good enough to push through, because you have to break through this barrier of just dabbling. If you dabble, you're going to get beat up in network marketing because it's not meant for that. Dabble is like, hey, you just want to be a part of the community and come in, you're doing these products anyway. But if you're really looking to have even $10,000, it's really important that you understand that you have an entire business. And that's what's so special about this. So when you don't want to work to get people enrolled on a 30-day pack, you understand that you have a business that is going to continue to grow without you doing another thing. You don't have to do anything. And it will grow because the brand is that good. And you got like getting excited about that. Like, I mean, I'm like, y'all, I'm standing up, I'm coming at you because I'm excited because I just stayed so true to Isagenix that I can seamlessly talk about anything that they bring to the table because I know what they're capable of and I know what we have to add. And so that is huge. Do y'all have anything y'all want? I'm going to take a little second and give y'all a second to ask questions or whatever. That's like a 2025. There are no other details when it comes to what that will look like when that's rolled out, what they know more. Don't have a clue. As far as anything like that is, I just know like, hey, that we're good to get that little drip of what's to come. I should ask direct questions. Is there anybody that you specifically thought of, like a group of people right away? And that's where my head went. Like when you think ISA home. And the other thing is, like, I feel like because of the way that we speak in Nurtured Life and we are out with a lot of the chemicals and the toxic materials that, I mean, we're spot in line, all of us, and already talking about, just cleaning up the home altogether, cleaning up the things that we put inside of our body, the things that are around us, those kind of things, without being obsessive or fear mongering. All right. So no direct questions there. Okay. So if y'all are note takers and you want to see, I recommend going back to watch that one. I went through and even like caught a couple of quotes that I didn't, or a couple of like word nuggets. But I like the analogy. I like that it was life and the L was the lifestyle. The lifestyle that Isagenix creates, it's your brand. And I think, I mean, we've done a good job to really kind of push ourselves into like, we're Nurtured Life. We're here, this is our brand. This is the way we do things without having to really like make that known. It's like it's just happening. It happens organically. So the lifestyle, the brand, that can be like health and wellness. That can also be like your financial stability. We can't say freedom, but financial stability. I also had this talk with someone else today. Part of your health is making sure that, hey, you have a goal, a vision for having that additional income start to get you to move forward, get out of the situation you're in, whatever that means. And so really seeing that part of Isagenix in this lifestyle is breaking free from the life that you want better, you want bigger, whatever that might look like. You want more purpose, whatever it is. We've got to have habits that are in line with that, but we build a brand around that. You want to make sure that you're very transparent. If that's what you're wanting to do, then you're gearing that towards that. The I in that is influence. I love that it said network and then market yourself. We are network marketers, and it's so tough to network first. Like that's a behavior that has to be learned, is especially if you're doing that belly to belly or outside of your traditional means of whatever might be comfortable for you there. And then market yourself. A lot of us, like we have great communities, great leadership, and we got to take it one more step and market. And then the F is friendship, community, fun. Love that. As we know, like that's something that is going to be part of my word, my vision, anything in casting forward is I want it to be more of friendship, fun times, hobbies, like centered around things that we love, where it really is like you're living and those kind of things just kind of come in. They always do. I just don't do enough of the living and really, really loving the community piece when we have an opportunity to. And then E is the economy. And I started with that is because I love that. Create your own economy. And when you think about that, we don't, because we're about to visualize here in a second. I'm going to like, don't get off, because if you get off the call, I'm going to judge you now, but we're going to visualize, we're going to close our eyes and we're really going to project seeing next year. And so in doing that, I want you to think like that building your economy. Do you really believe you're capable of building your own business? Like a big part of flex, like and working things out was like, it was as soon as the belief was there, the plan was done. The belief was like the last thing to let go. And Isagenix was a little bit different, but seeing it from hobby to profession definitely was. So when you think about like you can build your own economy, it's like, how do you want that to look? I had a call with a leader from a different team last week, the end of last week, and she's really struggling. She's like, I really want to do it this way, and I really know that this will all work. And I'm like, well, go do it. Like go do it. That's the amazing thing about this is you do get to create your own economy, whatever that might look like. And you get to be a part of what we have here. You get to be a part of all of it and make it work however you want to see fit. The biggest thing is when you have the belief, you can work around, you can pivot, you can do all the things and continue to earn income. Yeah, and Stacy's thinking about curiosity posts. I don't even know if we can create. Stacy, I asked permission to like, can we talk about it on our team calls? Which I guess I didn't hear any parameters that they put on, which I didn't hear the very, very end. Like I didn't hear, but they would have said that at the beginning. So I think all and they've been doing umbrellas for their curiosity posts, but I think we all do the same, Stacy. So why don't you come up with something that we can all do to like drip this and us all follow like the same theme, but all different things, just the same, like a little whisper campaign. I said quiet campaign, a little whisper campaign. So yeah, Stacy, you can get on that creativity for that. Oh, I love it. Okay, so I'm sorry, I'm reading my notes. So, the economy, when they were talking about that, talked about like, one of the biggest objections that I hear in both like this and in coaching is they just don't want to buy from like they're just not buying. Like I do all the things, I do this. And one of the things that came back is like, one of the things that you recognize the beauty of this profession and this community is that it is a mirror. And what you realize there is it really is something going on internally that you have to see, that it's probably because you see that you don't want to sell to your friends, or you don't want them to have to spend the money. You're putting the objection on them, and you really have to come to grips with that's an internal thing. And we have to see that, like, let me try to use an example. I mean, I'll use Alicia's and Angel's mug party. They didn't sell anything, but had they been selling it, I would have definitely purchased it. But I went to their event just because I wanted to be a part of what they were doing, that's supporting a friend. Now, again, in line with what we're doing, so that's a bad example, but just like I buy my cleaning products from a friend, I support that friend. I want nothing, nothing beyond that, but it's just an order that goes through. It's the same like with Christmas things. I think small supporting friends who does different businesses. So why wouldn't, if somebody, apologize, if somebody wants that change, then why wouldn't they want to have you support them? It's really just shifting that perspective. And I love that they shed a light on that, because I'm not sure it does as much for me to say it as it does for you to feel it, and really feel and recognize the times where you are doing that, where you are putting an objection onto the people just because you're thinking, well, they don't have the money, or they might not need this, or maybe you even doubt yourself, like, I'm not sure that I can help them, and you're putting too much pressure on you, and not giving credit to the products, like letting the products do what they did for you. You're taking too much credit to try to be in charge of their transformation. There's just many things that it's like, hey, we're faced with that, and that is part of that economy. And when I think about it, I've gotten better as I continue to show up and talk about these different things. It's more work for me. I get more work. I get more experience out of it. And so I know that's the case for you guys. Like, but if you can visualize yourself leading other people, and if you see that they're constantly getting objections, you can see like, okay, what is it? What is their bringing? And usually you can see that in other people. You can see even some people overtalk it. Some people lead, they go ahead and say, I know it costs too much, but they put that out there or whatever. You'll see that in others before you catch it in yourself. And so I like that part. And then I love that they say your brand is the way that you communicate your value. And that's one place, if there's a place that I feel like I'm super proud, is that I have stayed very true to really my brand, what separates me, and I've just stayed head down, and this is what I do. And then communicating the value is, yeah, I show you, this is what we do a little bit different. This is how we're able to do it. And giving value freely, knowing that if I help people, it comes back to me twofold. So like, but really thinking of it that way, because it is a perspective shift, is that you're taking so much pressure off of what you have to produce, instead of realizing you're more than enough to just show your value and build your brand from that. um yeah, so in the transition, and okay, so we can build our own economy. So right now I'm going to read from my notes, but you're going to close your eyes, but I'm gonna go into my office. I apologize. Y'all can unmute for a second, but I'm gonna go in here because it's not very quiet in here, and so that's not gonna work. You might have to do the same for yourself. Maybe put yourself in a good space. Okay. All right. So I'm gonna ask like, and I'm kind of just, if y'all's cameras are off, that's fine. Just close your eyes with me, because I'm gonna like read. You're gonna envision where you're at next year. Okay. So I'm gonna paint this picture. And what I ask guys is exactly what I do. If you want to mimic like what separates the people that continue to get past the things or feel the things, it's because it might feel dumb to like go through it, or you might be thinking of a million other things. Like you might not be able to push past like ISO home or what we just talked about, all these interruptions, but I need you to like quiet your mind and really go here. Like think through it, go here, allow yourself to go there. So that way you can get some work. We can pivot into this. Okay. So close your eyes. I want you to imagine it's December 2025. Okay. So it's this time next year. I want you to just imagine you're celebrating your biggest successes of the year. What's that look like? Biggest successes of the year. Where are you at? What's that feel like? Who's with you? Okay, so down this same path, you're just gonna go here with me. Okay, so keep your eyes closed. I want you to just picture your Isogenics business. I want you to picture it thriving. I want you to imagine the rank that you've achieved. Right now, you're in December 2025. What income are you earning? How many lives have you impacted? What does your day-to-day life look like? So before I told you to envision yourself celebrating your successes. So now I want you to envision how are those successes impacting your family? How's it impacting your confidence? How's it impacting your overall health? I'm going to give you a couple of minutes. I really want you to think about that. Okay. Now open up your eyes. Here in a second, I'm going to break out into a quick group for like 2 minutes. Okay. So I'm just going to pair you off. Um, and really, what this whole thing is connecting your visualization and mapping out the reality of making that happen. Not if it's going to happen, not hanging on it, but you map out your own reality. And here's the thing, like with the economy, and this is what's important to me. And it's really you got to get clear on what's important to you. But it is important that I'm building a business that is in line with a community that is it makes me feel valued as much as I value them and what everyone brings to each other and contributes, all in conjunction with one big mission, which is having an abundant life, a life with freedom, however that looks when it comes to your freedom, and having the most impact. And that abundance comes for me when I know that the impact is huge, and that it fallen dead in line with what I knew was possible. But being all in is literally getting very clear on how do you get there? You can't just jump there. You have to visualize the steps in getting there. So it's seeing what's the step from this year to next year? What can you do? What are you visualizing? And when things are getting in your way and they're clouding your view, then you know what you've got to spend time on getting clear with. Okay, I'm gonna really quick break you off into, I'm literally gonna give you like 3 minutes here. I'm gonna do breakout room. I'm gonna put just 2 people per room. I'm gonna let you choose a room. All right, do I assign? Can y'all see that? Okay, room one. 2. I'm doing that on purpose, obviously. Okay. See you in a minute. Go. You should see in the. You there?
Hey, babe.
Mhm. What you doing?
I'm fucking laying in bed with body aches, but I'm so excited.
Right?
We're fucking mellow. They're Melaleuca in the shit.
They really are. I mean,
Oh my
it sounds
God.
like the same thing.
I'm
Sounds
fired
like
up.
the
Like,
same thing.
okay, so I can't talk about toothpaste. I can't talk about uh, laundry detergent from another company. But when our company decides that this is, I just know I'm gonna love it. I
No.
tried Melaleuca. I fucking ordered from them. We ordered for a long time. I tried the toothpaste. I tried the laundry detergent. I tried the steak. I mean, we hung on for a while, and I was just like, eh, I love you, but I don't like any of this shit. Like, I'm not one that is, I mean, I don't want to say that I don't care about toxic products. I mean, I get why you should have clean products in your home, but I just hated it all. So I'm like really hoping that I love this shit. And if I do love it, I will have no problem promoting it.
Yeah.
Zero.
I mean, I hope I love it, but no matter what, somebody will. You know,
Somebody
like
will.
I don't care if it's an add-on to the business, and it doesn't go outside of entire. I mean, I hope it is. I hope it's good. I also hope they don't jack the price. You know, like what I love
Yeah.
about Melaleuca is like you don't need much. You know, like you
Yeah.
need very little. But yeah, we get this, and you're shopping from your own store. I'll easily switch.
Yep.
But yeah, it took
Yep.
me a solid year to I can't say I like the laundry detergent. I don't like the laundry detergent. I just know it cleans the clothes, but
Okay.
I'm not too
Right.
particular on that.
But
Um,
are you doing it because you're trying to support Sarah and Brandy or because you like the fact that it's non-toxic?
I honestly love the fact it's the best of the worst. I don't have many like I don't have many options here as far as like getting that. And it is
Mhm.
super easy. Where I go wrong is like I'll run out and can't do laundry. You know, like I don't know
Oh,
what comes to my door. Same with my like grocery. Most of my grocery is like Thrive grocery store. All my sauces, everything comes to my door. You know,
okay.
if somebody started up a business doing that, I would do that too.
Well, yeah, it's convenience. We have a lady named Stephanie that we order meals, like 12 meals every single week.
Yeah, I would too if somebody did it here. Absolutely. I'm going to do it from a company. I'd rather not use a big company. Let me
Yeah,
stop
we did.
this so we're not
Okay,
here
yeah,
all night.
okay,
We can talk all night.
okay,
Oh, I think we have 60 seconds.
okay.
Um,
Yeah, we'll obviously talk more
I'm
about
just
this.
waiting on the message from Sarah and Brandy to us. I'm
Oh,
just
dude,
waiting. To see.
I cannot fucking wait to talk about Isa Home and how we're about to take over this shit. I cannot fucking wait.
I mean, but you know how they'll spin it. They'll be like, we were doing it first, or is it American
I
made? I
don't
just
care.
have
It
none of
doesn't
you.
matter. It doesn't fucking matter. Let them get a fucking shake. Let them get the college. They can't. They don't. They don't have it. They're gonna wish they would have fucking stayed, but whatever. It's fine.
Yeah, their
It's not a
nutrition stuff is
competition.
really bad.
Yeah, it's not a competition, but I'm excited.
Yeah, me too. Me too. Did you? What's up? What's up? We're missing somebody. Okay, so somebody give me what's one thing you're most excited about achieving next year? Somebody give me something.
Kat and I both said depth,
And why is that important to you?
longevity, security, stability, relief. Um,
What does that mean?
what do you mean? What does which one mean? I gave you like six
Relief.
words.
That last one. I'm hanging on to the last one. I'm being easy. Relief.
Relief, To me, that means happiness.
And relief, like relief from,
The hospital.
got it. So even in just that little question of clarity, it's like, hey, yeah, okay, now I understand what you're going for. Like that freedom is okay, I get it. Now I'm not going deeper because I know that. I know that answer. I know the depth of that because we've gone there. But connecting the dots is important,
Mhm.
like just having the what am I going to achieve? Okay, well, depth is surface. That can't be our goal. It's hard to measure just in general saying depth. I mean, more depth you could measure that. But depth and then why. Now you named all the reasons why for general just freedom, but what specifically about next year and driving depth? Why is that important? Can you go a little bit more specific into just the depth? Why is the depth important?
Um, well, really, because my time is more important to me than really the money, but I need it to get the time. Does that make sense?
Yeah, so and I'm probably not asking the best questions, but what I'm trying to dig at is um really like you say depth and I'm talking depth by 2025. Like I need more depth than I had this year. And by depth, I'm imagining that you mean I want more team members. I want more people that see the vision, catch the vision, want to run, want to join what we have going on. And in that depth, ask why. What is that specifically going to do for your business next year if you have more depth? And you said, I'm going to fill instead of because you're overthinking this. So, and it's probably because of me. But if it's more time, then it's because if you have more people on board, all rowing in the same direction, that's the beauty of what we have here, where you don't have that. Like, Alicia and just Alicia, yeah, not Angel, but the company that you work for, you have the group of three girls like to hang out and stuff, but ultimately you're not working together. You're working separately to make Jeff's company the money, right? Here, it's like what the reason I want depth is because it is getting me what exactly I envision, which is community, abundance, more freedom. You get more freedom because you have more time. You have more time because you have more people. You have more people because of your power of influence and the products that you're providing and the services that you provide. That's what gets there. The depth also to me is because of everything we just presented really doesn't matter if you don't have depth. And that doesn't have to be depth in team members. That doesn't mean that everybody running the business, it's depth in having customers. People that are ordering products from you and your services, or people that are taking part in anything that you have to offer. You're building a network. And that's where depth's important, is because when you have something like ISA Home come along, well, now you have 1,000 people that you can touch with one point of contact, and that's the beauty of where we have the power of being virtual online or even parties. And that used to, in this formation, when people were entrepreneurs and selling something in business, they had to go door to door, or they had to have investors believe in them, or they still do. If that an investor believe in you or back you to do whatever you're going to do. So here it's like, okay, so we've got to dig deeper at not just saying depth. I mean, it's easy for us to simply want to say the right answer of what does network marketing create? And we should know that. Why Isogenics? Why network marketing? Those two things, it's clear. But even further, why you? Why you're in it? And then even deeper is, okay, next year. How is next year different? We started with that. You visualize, where are you at? What are you celebrating? If you're not thinking forward about what you're celebrating, you don't see yourself actually celebrating the next step. This next part of what I have for the next couple of minutes is not, you're not going to be able to connect the dots. So we've got to have that important piece. And then you've got to let yourself do the connecting pieces so that you are able to clearly communicate that and you do know why that goal is important. Like, because Courtney, if I leave you with depth, I don't feel like that's really getting at anything more than what we've already accomplished. But saying, hey, Courtney, what does that look like? If you have depth and you're envisioning the end of your year next year, what are you envisioning? Like, can you paint a picture of like you're seeing multiple people, right? Okay. What I feel when I say that out loud, Courtney, is I feel this emotion of excitement. Like just like I did right before I got on this call. I'm like, wow, we have something here. We've built something. We've built this tribe of people that have loyalty to each other and we're all working for one cause. That excites me.
You get ID?
That's depth that we're saying that we want, but that depth provides us the community. And then because we're providing for that community, because we're giving our life to provide value and purpose for other people to have a life transformation, we get that in twofold. And that depth provides us more eyes on our product, on any product that we're providing. That depth provides us more people ordering those products without us having to have a touch point with them every time. Courtney, when anybody has an insurance claim, you have to deal with each and every individual client dealing with that claim and back to the insurance company. You have to be that bridge. We can have one touch point with somebody and they can transform their whole life. And then we also just keep flowing products because it's an emotional experience. Again, back to the depth thing. And I'm using depth. I'm driving in the ground because a lot of times we say, I just want to lose weight. I have clients that do that a lot. I just want these clothes to fit better. And it's like this big general statement. And we never get to like, did you really think about what's life like when you're there? So what's life like when you're at the end and you do have that depth? Because if you can get that emotional feeling, you will do anything to backtrack and get yourself there. And when I say anything, you'll also feel the traction, you'll feel the accountability pressure. When you have one, we need an everyone, you all need a different accountability. Like Rocky and Melissa, I put y'all on the call together, but you need a different accountability partner. Somebody like that's at this, again, around the same rank, running at the same thing and trying different things together. But that accountability is still on point. Like, as far as running for things where you're challenged in that way. Okay, I'm gonna go forward so I don't run out of time. So I'm gonna give you just some action points. This might be bullet if you're a note taker again. Doesn't matter to me, but we're gonna reverse engineer that vision, like everything that we just envisioned, everything that we've been talking about and bridging the gap. So now reverse engineering. So what specific actions do you need to take to make that vision a reality? And right now, like, again, it was very important that you had something come to mind when I told you to envision where you are in 2025. What are you celebrating? What does your business look like? Who are you around? Who are you around? What's your environment like? Who's listening to you? How many lives have you impacted? So now reverse engineer. What specific actions need to happen for you to make this vision a reality? And you might be right now, like, or thinking through what skills, what habits, I think the most important, what mindset, what needs to shift for this to, what shifts need to be key in order to create that change?
Being more consistent in the things that we do from day to day, as far as working the business, making connections, just doing that on a consistent basis to get better at it and not to be uncomfortable with it every day and stress out over those things.
I love this example. So let's go. Will you go here with me? Okay.
Let's go.
So if we're going here and we say, okay, we need that, then what skills or habits have to change in order to have the action behind the desired change?
Setting that time aside to do those things and not letting it get put on the back burner.
Okay.
Because
So
if it gets put on the
what do
back
you do
burner, it
now
never
to,
happens.
what do you do now to set your schedule? What do you use as a scheduler?
So, and I'm not making an excuse, but with me working swing shifts, it's very hard when I get up at 2:30 in the morning and get up, get my stuff ready. I go straight to work, and then my day starts. And yeah, some days I might have that downtime, but a lot of times I don't have that downtime at work to do those things. Uh, and then when I get home or get off work, I go to the gym and I come home and eat, get my stuff ready for the next day, and it's to bed I go. Um, and it's very hard to do when I'm getting 6 hours of sleep. To Like I said, someday I'm not making an excuse. It's just me trying to better prioritize my time to do these things. I know I need to do them, but I need to figure out how to do that. So it's
Okay. So
whether it's me setting a schedule. Go
yeah,
ahead.
we circled around that. Okay. Like you gave the reason, but then you got back around it to yourself. So you said, so I need to set a schedule. I need to do these things. And you said, I guess I need to do these things. Yes. If there's a behavior going in a direction that doesn't lead into a behavior change, meaning if you've always gotten up at 2:30 and you've always not been able to fit in some things here and there, like nothing's really going to change that. So something else has to change. We have to change our mindset, our perspective, or we're going to have to put out some boundaries, or find the time, like just like you found the time to train people, you find the time to operate a business, you found the time to train people, like you'll find it when it's a priority to you. But it
Right.
is aligning that importance into, okay, well, obviously it's important to me because I'm not really visualizing, because I'm not really seeing myself there. I'm going to have to set in some action steps that are habitual. Okay. For example, like, gosh, I had this on the tip of my tongue, but somebody that, doesn't ever drink water, and you're setting a habit for them. At first, I'm
Mhm.
going to just tell them, hey, your first habit is just carry the water bottle with you. I'm not going to like set times for them. I'm just going to give them the habit of like, just bring the water bottle. And then we might level it up to, okay, now set timers on your phone. I want you to be, I want you to have this much drink by this time. And then this, splitting it up half a day, it's working a plan, but you still have a plan for that action. So you can't just go from being the most inconsistent person that lacks the sleep, always has a tough work schedule, into creating 3 streams of income with feeling like a balanced spouse, feeling like a balanced dad, having quality of life, being healthy. First is mindset. You have to believe that it's possible. You have to believe that you're not going to stay strung out. You're not going to continue to not have time to do the things that you desire. And you have to believe that it's possible to create a different reality for yourself. Once you believe that, then bridging the gap is literally our discipline and our priorities. It's a discipline to put it on your calendar, or it's a discipline to set out your calendar and look at where your priorities are. If you show me your calendar, I'll tell you what your priorities are. I'll show you what they are, and so it's really looking at that and going, I mean, when you talk about time, some of it's more of just you don't have the vision of what you want to fill the time with. It's not a matter of you don't have the time, you just don't know what you're filling it with. And that's why we're doing this vision. However, and Rocky, I'm not saying you made excuses, call it whatever. I believe it's anything, it's that negative voice that comes into your brain trying to prevent you from changing. Okay. It doesn't matter what that is. And we're all met with that. And we have to recognize that that is a pattern. That pattern must stop, and you have to redirect the mindset, change the pattern of thought, not, well, gosh, how is this going to change? And if I have to schedule it in, but this is different and this is different, you're finding reasons for it not to work instead of forcing it to work. And that's where we're not the same. And I don't say that out, I say that in every bit of love, but we're not the same. My vision is so big that there can't be a day where I just let my life continue to unfold in front of me. And for those that know me closely or that are around me closely, my life is unfolding. And if I let that keep me, then I wouldn't grow along with y'all with me. But I quickly move past the things that are keeping me from staying in a life that I don't want. I'm quick to move with a life that I don't want. And that's what I'm asking you guys to do. But the first thing you have to do is get out of your head that it's not possible. You have to first believe. And that's where the mindset, like, but Rocky, I don't believe that you believe that you're going to have consistent amount of time to build this big miraculous team. But right now, the reality is that can't be what's keeping you, because you just need to find one person and work on that one person. Then you need to find another person. Like we make it so big. And so there's nothing preventing you from doing that except for your clear vision on what do you really want that to look like? Because nothing will come in your way. Guys, you just be steadfast. It's like, okay, I'm not stopping. I don't care like if it's not going right or whatever, because I'm on this, because I envision, which is why I sit here leading these calls every Monday, is because I caught a vision 6 years ago when I sat there and I said, man, that's a really great opportunity. I want to be doing that. Like as I sat outside today and worked a good bit of the day, like literally sitting in casual clothes out in the sun, just with my computer, like doing whatever on my time. It's the reality of we get to, but in the beginning, it is a lot of your choosing. That choosing never gets easier, Rocky. That's why you have to build that skill where you're at right now. I'm building that same skill in a different part of my life. That same skill of like, I have to see what's uncomfortable and I have to push through that. But the vision's got to be clear each level of the way, each way, because you're inviting people to come check out your vision. Come along with me. Come let me coach you. Come be a part of what I have going on. That whole thing at the beginning. And then, depth is not going to be an issue. Nothing's going to be an issue. It's all going to be a part of your abundant plan. You continue to strive towards that. And that's the action that we have to take. So I'm going to go to the next. Rocky, thank you for that example, because that's perfect to dig deep on and to get to the root of it's still mindset. It's still mindset. And then when it comes to priorities and when it comes to the resistance, it's like, hey, don't even see it as an excuse. It's just whatever your brain can do to resist that change, it's going to grab a hold of. And that's what you're focusing on. And I don't want you to focus there. I want you to focus on the things that you are going to do and that you know that you can accomplish. Set SMART goals. Okay, so I don't want to be like the school teacher that are like, SMART goals, they need to be measurable. They need, Orion sitting right there probably knows more about SMART goals. But I think it's very important that you have 1 to 3 measurable goals. 1 to 3 measurable. Like what is that going to, it's really uncomfortable for me to like get into the depth of finances as like, what do I actually want to earn? Because that's not where I'm driven, but it is a very measurable goal. And I know that A plus B equals C, like, or whatever that might be. Like, I know that if it's this and this, so that is one of my several measurable goals. Another is my body. That is something that's measurable and where I want to go. Whatever that might look like for you. It might be in house projects or something that you're really wanting, like taking your family on a trip. Whatever that measurable goal is, I want you to write that down. I want you to have that and make sure that you take the time to look at that, because it's kind of miserable not going after anything. Like it's kind of miserable just staying stuck in the grind of getting better to get better instead of like putting action to it and being able to measure it and reward yourself. Identify monthly and weekly milestones. So we're all going to do a better job of that. But I like to at this point, I like to just assess like what am I using to track, to trace things, so kind of organization. And then this is something that I mentioned before, and I'm going to end with this. We have to have accountability. You want to get to your next goal, and this is something, again, listen to the call because they had a neat perspective of talking about it. But it is very true. If you want to get to your next place, you've got to have somebody that you're checking in with. I mean, I look and I say that like Alicia and Angel, y'all give me a great example of how recently you've kind of partnered up. And man, I've seen the action like from afar, not even knowing. I've just seen like things going, and y'all just look like you're having a good time. It just looks like fun. Like I want to be a part of it, which is the FOMO that you want to create. And so in saying that, it's like partner up, guys, and it's important that also, like, as you bring in other people, try to think about their personalities and who would partner up together as you bring them in together. And it's not just about the business, although the business is great when you partner up to do that, but the nutrition. If you bring in a couple of people together, can you partner up? Can you put them in a group together where they can kind of get to know each other or collaborate? Can you bridge that? That's for them, but for you, I would say accountability on every level, like personal check, relationship check, healthy check, mindset, which is that mental and business, professional life, career. You really need someone that is like, hey, you want, or whatever you bring, like, hey, I bring this, help me out. Sometimes with Stacy, I'll just send a message that's very open-ended. She might never get anything back, but she'll just like, I mean, she'll either like, sometimes I'll even ask for the funny meme. Like, hey, just send me a funny meme. It doesn't even have to be anything, but just somebody that just gets you and knows like, hey, and but also challenges you, especially guys, if you're running for like a rank or you're running to build depth. You really like there's measurable goals of setting deadlines will only make you better for the next thing that you're challenging yourself with. It's not a matter of like seeing it as just a business, but it is setting deadlines or setting goals for yourself so that you can build the confidence and build the muscle. Um, so that really getting clear on that. It's more than vision boards. I feel like sometimes even vision boards, we kind of get caught up in like, oh, we get in the emotional moment of cutting out the pieces and laying them out, that we don't really do the hard work behind getting super, super clear on why you're doing what you're doing and what you really, really want your life to look like. And then you got to tell somebody so that you paint the picture, like for me, it's telling my mentor of like, hey, this seems crazy, but what do you think? Like I'm going for it. This is kind of out there, but this is wild, but I'm going to go for it. That to me, saying that to somebody is something that you need to speak into existence and then manifest the hell and work the hell out of it. So I'll end with, guys, this is our economy. This is our life, all parts of our life. We get to create the lifestyle. And again, being loud and proud is, I don't care what anybody says about the way in which we're organizing a business and that everybody will have their own, but everybody will have a business. Everybody will have something else they're going to have a need to. So it's really about like create the life you really want to be in. You have the opportunity there. It's there for you. It's only going to grow as we see that Isagenix is going to expand pretty significantly to give you this huge opportunity. And there's no time limit. You get to just blossom into it. So think about that, visualize that, get really clear. I hate the whole New Year's resolution, but what a chance to just kind of like start at the beginning and get and think like, hey, by the end of next year and all the time that you have in between to really develop that person that you're going to grow into and become. And then just think about like even this call. Like, I'm interested to see how's this evolving? Like, what does this look like this time next year? It's not going to look like this. It's got to look different. It's not going to look like this. So we're all a part of creating that change for each other. So do y'all have anything for me before? Oh, I didn't even see all these notes. Oh my. I hope y'all are reading. Love that. Used to teach the SMART method at calls. But it's like what I hate about the SMART method, it's like what you should have at the end of the SMART method is that you put a date on your calendar that you're going to check for accountability. You're going to check on your goals. You're going to hold yourself accountable to your goals and you're going to reorganize those. That's really where this is. If your business isn't any further than you were last year, now's the time. It's like, hey, this year's about action. It's about really stepping in and involving and knowing that we only have this one life. Who are you holding back for? And if you really visualize yourself being on top and being one of these leaders that really get there, like, hey, I get this. All you got to do is literally believe in yourself and jump in because the compensation plan is that friendly to you and the products are that amazing to you that it's really just a matter of you going all in. So let's go all in on ourselves. Let's get clear about that. Guys, I hope that you guys can be here on Sunday at the house 3 until not going to really put a time. We're just really hanging out. Of course, I've got some fun games and then Secret Santa. Hope that you guys remember this is intimate with like us, but if you have someone that didn't get an invite, please let's invite them, bring them in. We're going to have a good time. But just know it is like, you know, this tight community. I hope to not like say, hey, we're including outsiders, but it is just us. And Melissa and Rocky, if y'all want me to like set up a camera or Stacey, I don't know if you're there. Like I said, I keep trying to, I want to include y'all. I sent you an invite. You're welcome to take the drive for the afternoon. I would love that. But I hope to see you all on Sunday. And right now, I'm going to tentatively keep the call for Monday, but I might cancel if there's nothing new. Okay, so if there's more stuff about this and I would just want to pop on and give you an information or if we have something to inform you. But just know that we might, like through the holidays, we might be communicating more through the leaders group, just like tidbits as we get through. So, all right, I will see you guys later. Make it an awesome week. Look forward to hearing about all of the things that you visualized tonight. Hopefully you guys will send me some feedback. Talk to you soon.